I start my voice recorder
to record the very first episode of a new podcast. And as with every new beginning, I know it can go well or maybe not so well, but I would love you to join the journey where I share my experience and thought behind starting and running my creative business while also being a mom. I started my business with a lot of doubts and a lot of unknowns, and I hope that this podcast will be a supportive hand to those who are thinking to do the same, or for those who are already on the way. I just want to make sure that we don't feel alone on our journey. I called this podcast Time We Create because this is all about the time when we are being creative as freelancers, as business owners, or being part of our creative business. But also that's all about how to find the time to actually do and run that all. This podcast is available on multiple platforms so that you could choose the best way for you to listen to it. Well, I guess it was a long intro, but I thought I'd share a bit behind the scenes of the podcast, and let's get into today's episode. I significantly altered my career path from being employed to starting my own creative videography business. And oh my God, it was so scary, and it still is very scary, but I'm glad I'm on that journey, which actually has a lot of highs and lows. So in the low moments, I keep reminding myself ideas that I would love to share with you today. The first idea I am borrowing from amazing YouTuber Erin May Henry, and I heard this idea multiple years ago, probably even before I decided to start my own journey. And I don't exactly remember the words, but the idea was the following: no one will say how great your excuses are. It was so hard, but so very true. And I can have so many excuses like I don't have enough time, I don't have enough knowledge, experience, camera to do or to even start anything. And I don't even need to tell those thoughts out loud because I know they are all in my head. And no one, including me, will come to me and tell me, Christina, you have done such an amazing job figuring out this excuse. Well done, great work. And in reality, no one will come and tell me the opposite actually. Like, Christina, you have done such a great job pursuing what you want, going after your dreams and going after your dream life. Apart from me, of course. So that's the most important thing. And it's me waking up every morning feeling excited, a bit scared, but really excited about the day or the week to come. Or it's me feeling a bit disappointed with my journey and what's ahead of me. So I made this decision to work with what I have in the situation I'm currently in and try to maximize what I can create with that. Before we continue to the next point, I would love to ask you to support the podcast with either a thumbs up or stars, because it really helps the podcast to get discovered and for me to share the ideas. And let's get to the next point. The second idea comes from the quote of Henry Ford, which is, if you always do what you have always done, you will always get what you have always got. And this is really a combination of words that didn't make too much sense until it actually did. I heard those words so many times until they actually got to me. I have to do new things to get new results. If I continue doing what I have previously done, will this bring me to the results that I would love to? All the actions that I have done in the past brought me into the situation I'm currently in. And if I continue doing those actions, will I get to the results that I would like to have in the future? Not really for me, because previously I was working towards developing my career as an engineer. So I was studying at university, I was getting my degree, getting specific kind of experience to get where I want to be. But now, as I'm starting my business and I would love to get clients, and this is a different type of the skills that I need to develop. And at this point, I need to figure out what are the steps and actions I need to take to get to the results I would love to have in my business. And it's very likely that I haven't thought of those steps, or I don't know about them and I have never done them before. Idea number 3 is something that I knew, but I started to truly feel it very recently, and that's the fact that we underestimate what we know and what we can, and our superpowers seem too easy for us. And this idea is true for both situations when I was employed and when I started my journey as a creator. I remember I moved to another team with a bit different area of expertise, and some ideas that were so simple to me, so obvious to me, were not that clear to my team members, and vice versa. I realized that something that they were talking about very easily, I couldn't really grasp the essence of it. So I also realized it in my creative journey. For example, I study a lot of things about how to shoot, about the light, and all the things related to videography. But when I go to film my clients, I realize that they are happy to trust me with all that knowledge, and they don't even want or need or have time to get into cameras, how to use them efficiently, how to get better results. They are focused on their expertise and their business, and hence they trust me to be the expert in my field. So if you had a thought that everyone knows what you're doing and how to do it well, this is probably because this is the strong part of you. So we get this impression because we are in the field and constantly learning, so we are getting suggested a lot of information about the field that we are interested, but in fact everyone is really into what they would love to do and they are doing. So if it seems too easy for you, it's probably your area of expertise and your superpower. Idea number 4 is that you are not zero, even if you start something completely new. As I mentioned previously, I switched from quite a technical field in engineering to quite a creative one in videography. And in the beginning, I couldn't understand how can I offer my services and ask money for that when I am just starting. I am starting from scratch, from zero, and it wasn't really true. Every single experience, every single thing that you have done in the past brought you and made you who you are in this very moment. For example, on my, let's say, engineering journey, I learned how to communicate with people, how to read a lot of material, how to learn and quickly use a lot of new software, how to meet deadlines, how to give feedback, how to write emails. And I can continue for ages, but these are all the things that I'm also using in my business because I communicate with people. I learn a lot of things on my way as I learn to film, as I learn to edit videos. And this is just a part of the things that contribute to my new business. And all of those skills are coming on top of my new professional skill. And all of them together make me a good professional. The next idea is about failures, and I heard so many times the importance of failing fast and moving on. But down, deep down in my heart, I didn't want to fail because I don't know, maybe it's because of the environment I grew up in, or the mental thing that again I grew up in. I feel like we were not allowed to fail, so I didn't want to fail. But very soon I realized it's not possible. The thing is, there already have been quite a lot of failure on my new journey. Well, old, of course, yes, but also a new journey as a video creator business. And I realized that something that helps me is that we are failing only when we are doing something. So it's not possible to fail, but when we are standing still. So the fact that I'm failing means that I'm doing something and I'm moving. And it all brings a lot of experience, a lot of things to look into after we fail. And really, there are times when I feel that the only thing I'm doing is I'm failing, but it's actually growing. So this is something to remember, and I keep reminding myself about it. I would be happy to hear if any of those ideas resonated with you, or if you have something else to share that would help me and other listeners to keep going. I will see you in the next episode or hear you in the next episode, and bye for now.